Okay. So in the last session we discussed about ls command and different options with this ls command, and what are directory operations that we can perform, file system, what are different kinds of files, and what is file system in Unix operating system, like boot blocks, inodes, okay, data blocks. So as a user we use data blocks. Fine. So next to file paths, absolute file path, relative file path. So in the last section we discussed all these. So today we will discuss about make directories, how to create a directory. Next to rm directory, how to remove a directory. Next to change directory. Already we discussed a lot about this change directory, how to change between directories by specifying absolute path, by specifying relative path, using parent directory symbols, that is dot dot. Okay. So next more command, copy command, move command, rm, and finally find command in this chapter. So before going to start this make directory, we will see what is exactly displayed using ls command. Just let me open this. See, here I am saying ls minus l. So minus l is nothing but this option is for long listing. So in this list, this, see here the selected area, in this first letter, that is D, it represents it is a directory. So this first letter represents it is a directory. We have different kind of symbols to represent a file. File means it can be a regular file, or some block special file, or character special file. Okay, so we have different kind of files or characters which represents or which tells what exactly this is. Suppose, see, actually this is the directory name. So just by seeing this symbol we can say it is a directory. So here we find some symbol like hyphen. Here this is, let me highlight this. Okay. Yes. So this hyphen. So here test is a file. That's why you can see hyphen symbol. This hyphen is for regular files, whatever the files generally we create. So for those files, here it displays this symbol. Here also you can see examples.dx desktop. Otherwise, if you go to your directory, that is CSR, and see here ls minus lrt. Okay. Now here for all these files, you can see the symbol hyphen. So these are all some regular files, general files which user creates. Suppose if you create some directory, that directory will be represent or it shows with the symbol D. See, this is D, means it is a directory. Apple is one directory. Here this is D. So dir1 is a directory. Okay. So this is the file designation. File, first letter is file designation. If it is hyphen, it is some regular file. If it is D, it is a directory. Next to, if it is some C, it is a character special. Just I'll type you all those. So what are different file designations available in Unix operating system? So this hyphen is for, it is for regular files. Okay. Next one, D, small d, it is for directory. Next one is C for character special files, not capital D, it is small d. Character special files. B for block special files. L is for symbolic files, small l for symbolic files. So we are general developers, so S is for socket files. So we are general developers, so we use only regular files and directories. Sometimes character special. Socket files, symbolic files, generally socket files are used by the network programmers. They will create some socket files or network related programs. So these scripts or files will represent or designate with the symbol S. So this is the first letter. Here this first letter, whatever is highlighted, so in this first letter represents the file designation. By seeing this file designation, you can say whether it is a character special file or regular file, or it is a directory or some socket file. Okay, so by seeing the file designation, we can tell what kind of file it is. Okay, fine. So next here these three characters. See here first three, next here also three, next three. So here out of all these 9 symbols, first 3 symbols or characters represents your your group permissions. So these are all for permissions. So all these characters represents the permissions, but out of which first 3 for group, whatever the group permissions are there, these are the group permissions. So here this group has, for this file, group permissions is read, write, no executable. It is not executable. So we will see how to change these permissions or how to set these permissions. We have a command. So using this command, we can set the permissions, file modes. Okay. So that we will see. So here first 3 letters represents your group permissions. Next 3 characters represents the user permissions, and next 3 permissions for other users. These are, as a user, these are your permissions. So you can read your file, you can write your file, and there is no execution. Okay. So this is not executable file. So as a owner of this file, you can't execute the file. Why? Because this is not executable. It is some text file. Okay, fine. How to make it an executable file, or how to apply this particular permission to this file, that we will see in the later sessions. Fine. So next, coming to this, here generally directories will have, these are all some default permissions. Okay, so we'll discuss about all these in detail, how to set and all. So here if you observe this directory permissions, here for this directory the group permissions is read, write, execute. The user permissions is read, write, execute. What is read permission on directory? Read permission on directory? That is nothing but listing the directory content. You are reading the information which is present in a directory. So that is nothing but reading from the directory. So that is R. Next, what is write permission on the directory? What is the use of this write permission on directory? If you have write permission on the directory, you can create some files or subdirectories inside this directory. You can create some files or subdirectories. Inside this directory. Okay. So this group has read, write, means who are all present in this group, they can read the directory, write into the directory, and execute the directory. Fine. So next one, these are next three characters. Next three are user permissions, means owner. You are the owner, you are the user. So your permissions, you can read your directory, you can write and execute. So next is, apart from you, if any other user, they can see but they can't see. Other users has read permission and executable permission, but they don't have write permission. They don't have write permission, means other users cannot create any files in this directory, cannot create any subdirectories in this directory. Okay, so these are the directory permissions. Coming to next one, next column. So this is the first column in this listing. This is the first column in this listing. It has total 10 characters. Out of 10 characters, first character represents file designation. First character represents file designation, means by seeing this file designation, you can say or you can identify that it is a file or directory. If it is file, what kind of file? Is it regular file or character file or block special file or socket file? What kind of file it represents? So next three characters, group permissions. So these 9 are permissions, related to permissions only. So first three characters, group permissions, next three user permissions, and last three for other users. Other users means not related to this group. Who are other users? Which are not present in the group, which are not accessible to this group. Okay, they can only see the file, but they can't, based on their permissions, they can do the operations. So if they have read permission, they can only read the file. See here, the other user has only read operation. They can't write anything into this file, means they can't modify the file, they can't do any editing operations on this file, and they can't run this file. If it is executable file, they can't execute this file, they can't run this file. Okay, what they can do, they can only access this file, means they can only open and see the content of this file. That's it. So apart from this operation, they can't do anything with this file, including deletion of the file. So if they try to delete the file, they can't delete. Why? Because they don't have write access or executable access. So they can't delete this file. So if they try to delete the file, they will get error message like access denied. Access denied. Fine. So this is the first column. In this first column, I guess we discussed everything, like what is first character represents. First character represents file designation. Next three characters, group permissions. Next three characters, user permissions, means owner. User in the sense here, owner. You are the owner. Okay. So your permissions. Next three characters, other users. Other users are nothing but the users which are not present in this group. In this group, here this is the group and this is the user. Okay, fine. We'll come to this one later. So next column, this is the second column. This is the second column. This second column represents the links. This second column represents the links, means how many links. Suppose this is a file. Generally file will be having only one link. That's it. Okay, means, see, already we have seen some directory structure. I'll show you later, but let me complete this one. So here, this particular Apple directory has link to, means, see, go to this directory Apple. See here, the first, this is Apple is one link, and here it is the, wherever it is present, it is one link. So this is the parent and this is the child. Okay, so take this one, dir1, dir1. See how we are changing into this directory dir from Apple. You are in Apple directory. and we are changing to, from here we are changing to dir1. So to change to any directory we must use cd command. So cd space dot dot means it will take you to CSR. Why should we move to CSR? Because dir1 directory present in CSR. So I should move to CSR. How can I move? CSR is the parent directory of this apple. So parent. So to go to parent of this current directory, use dot dot. So that's why here we are using dot dot slash dir1. So this dot dot will take you to parent of this current directory apple. There it will search for this directory. If the directory present, then it will change to that directory. Suppose here I am just as an example I am trying to change to dir5. Is there any directory in the parent of this working directory with the name dir5? No. So that's why if I execute this command, it will display an error. No such file or directory. So cd dot dot slash dir1. Okay, fine. Now it will be executed. Yes, we changed. So this dot dot will take you to parent directory. In this parent directory CSR, it will search for this directory. If this directory present, it will change. Means the command will be executed and you can change to dir1. Fine. So coming back to our requirement, that is links. Okay. Now check how many files are there in this. 2 are there. Now go to just check what is there in dir4 ls minus lrt dir4 slash. In this way also you can list the files and directories. There is no files and directories. Okay. So check, is there anything present in this dir3 ls minus lrt space dir3. Here we are using directly the directory name without any slash preceding. Okay, let me clear the screen and show you. Okay, ls minus lrt, just we are seeing the CSR content. So right, so this is CSR content. See this command uses, I am in dir1. From here I am displaying the content of CSR directory. So whatever you are seeing here, this is all CSR directory information. Okay, this is all CSR directory information. So but where we are in directory 1, dir1. From here we are displaying the content of CSR. So that's why see the usage of this command, ls minus lrt dot dot slash means it will take you to parent and display the content of that parent. Fine. So back to this link. See this dir1 has another 2 directories. From here also you can see the fine. So here 2 directories are there, and in this directory dir3 we have one text file. So here how many directories are there? 1, 2. Another one is dir1. This is 3. How many links you found? Here 1, 2. This one is 3. dir1. So and what is the parent? Including the parent 4. So from the parent, how many links are there? 4 links are there. 4 links are there for this dir1. This is the link. Generally for files you will get only one link, that is the directory name or working directory. This is the link only. For generally for files you won't get more than one link generally. Okay. So if you observe for any file, the link will be only one. Here if you observe for any file, the link will be only one. As a confirmation, we will check for one more for this. Okay, how many links it has. Just here I am going to display the content of this one. What is there? Oh, sorry, it is present in CSR, right? So ls dot dot slash now dir3. See, we are in dir1. That's why I'm using the command like this. We are in dir1. But this directory example is present in CSR. CSR is the parent of dir1. That's why ls space dot dot means you will be moved to CSR. Here you can display the content of directory example directory. Okay, fine. See, there is one more directory in this directory. So this is one link and directory example is one link. So total 2 links are there and including the parent of this one 3. Parent is 3. So that's why the link is 3. Is it clear? Right. So this one 4 already we have seen and we discussed. For this dir1, so for this dir1 there are 2 directories. One is dir4, this is one link, dir3 second link, this dir is third link and the parent is 4. That's why here the link is 4. Okay, right. So next column, coming to next column, here this column will display the owner name, and this column will display the group name. Here this column will display the group name. Here these are group permissions. First you are seeing the group permissions, owner permissions and other user permissions. Here this is the owner, one minute, this is the owner name and this is the group name. First it will display the owner means username. HD user is the username and this is the group name, your group name. Okay, so next one is file size. This column will display file size or directory size. How much memory is occupied for this directory? How much memory is occupied for this directory, or how much memory in terms of bytes, 12 bytes of memory is occupied for this file, text file. For this text file 36 bytes of memory is occupied. Okay, we will see one simple example. See, I am going to open this file sci.txt. Okay, and here my intention is I am going to add some information to this file and let us check the size is going to increase or not. Here my intention is I will add some information, definitely it will increase. Let us check. So I am going to add some information to this file sci.txt to an existing information, to an existing content. I am going to add new content and check whether the size is going to increase or not. Definitely if we add some information or add some content to the file size will be increased. Why? Because some memory will be occupied, so that file size will be increased. Okay, if it is increased, then we can confirm that this column will represent the file size. Okay, right. Oh no, this file is actually present in home directory. Okay, so just let us move to home. Now here I'll check sci.txt. Okay, see, this is the content. I'm fine. So I'm moving to the end of this line. How to move to end of the line? Dollar symbol. Next to append text. If I insert here before S, new information will be added. No, I don't want to add new content before this character S. So I am not going to press I. Insert command I. I am not going to press insert command I. I am going to use insert command A, that is append. Otherwise here in this case, if you want to insert a new line, new information in new line, then you can use O, small o. So this will insert in new line, I mean after the current line. So next to the current line, fine. Here I am going to add some information. Just some information, right? Hidden files, right? Fine. I'm going to save this content, the information which is added to this file, and quitting from this one. To save the information W and to quit Q or ZZ, capital ZZ we can use, right? Now see ls minus lrt. See here, before adding new information to this file, the file size was 36. After adding new information to this file, see LR, R means reverse order. That's why we got recently accessed or recently modified file or directory, whatever it may be. So it will be based on the time, it will be in the reverse order. It will be in the reverse order. So that's why at the end we are getting the last accessed file, recently accessed file. Okay, fine. So let us check the file size. What is the file size? 135. Previously, what was the file size? 36. Okay, means this column represents the file size. It is clear. Okay, so we are no doubt in this. Fine. Let us move to third column, that is date. File or directory created date. So here first it will display the month and the day. Display the month and the day. So this column will display the file created date or file accessed date or file modified date. Okay. So previously check this sci.txt file. See here, this file created or last modified date was June 22nd. Now check this file date time. See, this file date is now June 23rd. June 23rd. It means the last modified, this file last accessed. When we access on June 23rd. Okay. So this is the last modified or accessed date time or created date time. Suppose I created one file some days back. Suppose say on June 21st I created one file. After that I didn't access this file, I didn't modify anything in this file. Then it will show you the created date. It will show you created date. Okay, fine. Next column is time. This column is time. It shows the time of access, time of creation or time of modified. Okay, so this file was modified in this particular time. This file was created on this time, at this time. Okay, and the last column which is important, this is the file or directory name. This is the file or directory name. It shows your file name or your directory name. Okay, so this is the last column and this one will be the ninth column. This is the ninth column. If you want, let us check. So this is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4, that is, what is this column 4? Group name. Column 3 is owner or username. So 4, and this is 5, 6, that is month name and file or directory created month, and this one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is seventh column, date of creation, day of creation, 7th, and 8th, time of creation or access or modified, and this ninth column will show you the file name or directory name, Okay, so this is about the listing. Fine. Next we will move to next command. Fine. So these are designations, file designations. If you want, you can make a note. Hyphen indicates it's a regular file, general files which we create. Okay. So D for directory, C for character special files, some character special files like some executable files or something. Okay. B for block special, it contains the block information. Generally these files are created and stored in the block area. So yesterday we discussed blocks. Okay. So next to L for symbolic files, small l. S for socket files. Okay. Right. Even your scripting files, KSH files, these are all regular files. Right. So next you will see mkdir. It is very simple command, easy. Fine. See here, if you want to create some directory, you can use mkdir. Mk means make, dir means directory. Make directory. mkdir, short form. mkdir, easy to remember. Mk means make, dir means directory. Make directory. So this command is used to make or create a directory. So the rule for this command is mkdir space, there should be minimum one space, and directory name. While giving name of this directory, you should follow the naming rules, like first letter should be an alphabet, similar to file name only, but there is some small correction, like generally directories will not have any extension or secondary name. A file might be having secondary name or extension, but generally your directories will not have any secondary name or extension. Okay, fine. So the mkdir space directory name. So here I am creating one directory with the name list. So this directory name can be uppercase or lowercase. It can be uppercase or lowercase, whatever it may be. Okay. Press enter. Now this directory is created. Now this directory is created. Next rule in creating directories or files. Next rule in creating directories or files is, see, here already there is a directory with the name list. There is a directory with the name list. Here I am trying to create a new directory, mkdir command, using mkdir command. I am trying to create a directory with the name same list. Same list. Let us check whether it is going to execute or not. Here in the same directory CSR, there is a directory with the name list. Again I am trying to create the directory list. Let us check whether it is this particular command allows or not. See the error. Cannot create directory list. Okay. Why? Because file exists or directory exists. Here your file also Unix operating system will treat it as a file only. Why? Because Unix operating system mainly deals with file system. It is a file system. That's why your directory also treated as file. Okay. So that's why file exists. It means this directory is already existing. Again you are trying to create with the same name. Okay. So more than one directory with the same name cannot be allowed in the current working directory or same directory, in the same directory. So within the CSR directory, more than one directory with the same name is not allowed, Even file also. Suppose here in the CSR directory, there is a file with the name sci.txt. Here, if I try to create another file with the name sci.txt, what will happen? Will you get any error message? No. Why? Because how do you create a file? Either using VI editor, any editor like VI editor or gedit, any editor. Suppose here I am using, already we used VI editor, but here I am trying to use gedit, right? Space. This is also one kind of editor which can be used to create or modify files. Okay, fine. Soy.txt. If I run this command, will it display any error? No. Why? Because this is an existing file and this file will be opened for addition or editing or modification, okay, or deletion, whatever it may be. Any kind of file operation can be performed on this. So here I am without any operations, I am going to close this, right? Fine. So here, if it is an existing file, it opens the file. If you try to create, your intention is you are trying to create a new file with the existing name, with an existing name, but it opens the file. If it is a directory, it will display an error message saying that these already exist. You can't create with the same name, right? This is another rule for a directory or file. Good. So next one is, so this mkdir is used to create directories. It is clear, right? Next we'll see how to create directories in some other directories. Now we are in CSR directory. Okay, I want to create a directory inside this dir1. Inside this dir1. Okay, how to create? Just see mkdir space where this dir1 present. This directory is present under CSR. This directory is present under CSR, right? So I want to create a new directory with the name suppose list, with the name list, same. Okay, I want to create a new directory with the name list inside this dir1. Inside CSR not allowed. Why? Because already present. Inside dir allowed. Okay, so dir1 slash list. Okay, so first when you execute this command, what it will do? First it will check for this directory whether it is present or not. If it is present, then it will change to the directory and check for this directory name If this directory is present in dir1, what will happen? You will get an error message saying that list is already exist. We will check this after executing this one by running again, right? So first, now in this case, there is no list directory present in dir1. Okay, there is no list directory present in dir1. Okay, that's why if you run this command, it will be executed. Yes, we got command prompt. Means this command is executed and it created one directory, new directory with the name list inside dir1, not in the present working directory. Here we are specifying the path where you want to create the directory. I want to create this directory in dir1, that is the path. So dir1 is not our present working directory. That's why we need to specify the path. Where to create this directory. Okay. So here, what kind of path is this? This is relative path. Fine. Just change to this dir1 and check whether this directory is created or not. cd dir1. Now ls -lrt. Yes, there is a directory created with this name. Okay, fine. Now move to parent of this directory, CSR. See, previously we executed this command in CSR only. Again I am trying to execute this command. When you execute mkdir command, what will happen? First, it will start from the path specified. Okay, if it is in present working directory, simply it will check for the name if it is already present or not. If it is not present, it will create the directory. Otherwise, it will display an error message. But we are not creating new directory, or we are not creating any directory inside the current directory or working directory. So that's why first it will start searching from the path. So first dir1. So there is no slash. So that's why it is not checking from the root. It is checking from the current directory or working directory, present working directory, that is CSR. So first it will search for this dir1 inside the CSR, that is present working directory. If it is present, then it will move to this directory and it will search for this directory. Okay. Now here it will check whether this directory present inside this or not. Why? Because this is the last one in this path. This is the last one. So it assumes it as a name of the directory. It assumes it as a name of the directory, not the path, not your relative path or absolute path. Okay. So it assumes it as a name of your directory, name of your new directory. Here you are using mkdir command, means making directory, creating directory. So this is the last one in this path. So it assumes it as a name of your directory. So it will search for the name present in this directory or not. If it is already present, it will display an error message. Otherwise, it will create the directory. Fine. So here in this case, if I run this command, I will get an error message saying file already exists. Why? Because there was a directory created inside dir1. Clear? So this is mkdir command, and the last example which I am going to show you is using using mkdir command. You can not only create single directory, you can create multiple directories at a time. You can create multiple directories at a time. Means, see, I'll show you an example. Just will change to this directory list. Okay, cd list, the list which is present in CSR. There is one more directory list present in dir1 also. Okay, fine. So we are changing to this directory. See what is there in this directory? Nothing is there. It is an empty directory. It is empty directory. No files, no directories present in this directory. It is an empty directory. Suppose if you say ls, you got command prompt ls -l, you will get some information like total 0. Means 0 files, 0 directories present in this. That's why you are getting total 0. Okay. So when you say ls, you got only command prompt immediately without any information. You got command prompt. Why? Because it will just list. There is nothing in this. So immediately you got command prompt. ls -l, long listing. It should display the complete information. But there is no information in the directory. It is an empty directory. That's why you got some information like total 0. Right. So coming back to our mkdir command, space, here I want to create some 3 to 4 directories or 10 directories or 100 directories. You can create multiple directories using this mkdir command. Let us see how. Mkdir space, your directory name, suppose ABC. My directory name is ABC, space, second directory name, PQR, next to third directory name, I space, next to directory name, T space, E space, like this. You can create any number of directories based on your requirement. You can create any number of directories. So to make it sense, just I'll change the directory names. Here I am using some one minute. Hello. Yes.